Hey guys, just a little tidbit today. You actually probably can't see it on camera because you can only see the parts of me that are wearing black. But maybe my hair shows it a little. My pants definitely show it. I got caught in the ring today. So story is, I'm planning to make butterbeer flavored petite fours, like little cakes. And I went to the store, came home, had forgotten the fucking butter extract. I looked around at like different recipes because I had only looked at one recipe until then, and like almost all of them were like, you gotta use the butter extract, and I was like, okay, god damn it, I'll go back to the store. I'd forgotten a couple other things too. Like actually a very important ingredient in butterbeer is cream soda, and I had forgotten the cream soda. So I had to go back for that really anyway, and I decided I just really wanted to do it. But yeah, fucking butter extract, and now it's in a wet box. So this butter extract better be fucking amazing, because this was like $4 for this bottle. And I'm like, it's gonna last me forever because I'm gonna use it like twice ever. But yeah, $4 for that. I have so much vanilla extract I probably won't need to buy any for like the next 4 years. But butter extract, not something I keep around, but apparently vitally important to butterbeer cake. So y'all see how that turns out at some point. I just wanted to turn on my camera and bitch about how I was like, ugh, fine, I'll go back to the store. And I did some house chores, and you can actually definitely hear, you definitely hear that, and I should have done that before I started this video. Sorry guys! Am I gonna go back and redo it? No. But yeah, like I was did dishes and everything, put some of them in the dishwasher. That doesn't necessarily count as doing them, but I also physically washed a whole thing. Yeah, this is you guys getting to like actually see my kitchen and shit. Like, I washed all those dishes right there. Please ignore the off-brand grill thing, cause that's gross, cause we used it like 3 times and never used it again. I don't know if it's been cleaned, it's gross. We keep meaning to throw it out and just don't. Everyone has something like that in their house that is like gross and you keep meaning to throw it out and you just don't. And okay, by everyone I don't mean like absolutely everyone, but it's like hashtag relatable, right? Like hash browns relatable. Anyway, I don't know why I went for the hashtag hash brown joke. Anyway, like finally, like, had done all of that, and I'm like, alright, fine, I'll go back to the damn store. And I'm like, walking up to Publix, and just hear like, oh, that's thunder. Alright. Sure enough, just pouring rain. And it's still pouring, like, you might even be able to hear it, like, I might even just show you. We're going on an adventure to the door. I'm like one of those weird YouTubers now. And by weird, I don't mean weird, but like, yeah, check that out. Okay, yeah, rain doesn't really show up on camera very well, but you can kind of see like, there's like a huge puddle out there. Like a huge old puddle. So yeah, I just wanted to turn on my camera and bitch about how I was caught in the rain, and now I'm gonna make the frozen lasagna I bought while I was at the store for lunch, and then shower probably and get ready to bake. Yeah, which my plan is to film that. If it goes horribly wrong, you might never see it, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey guys, so I am tacking this in on the start of this where I said, like, oh, maybe I'll show y'all me baking, and I didn't, because it turned out to be a really painful learning process for me, and I was really grumpy the entire time I was baking this butterbeer cake. So I'm just gonna talk about the aftermath. I wanna first note in this part of the video that this recipe was from pastryaffair.com. I will definitely link in the comments there, or comments, the video description. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll link that in the video description, and I have tasted of all of this, so I'm not like doing like a true like first impression or anything, but I baked everything last night and frosted it this morning, and all of the stuff that I made really pretty. I did some like blue and green with like S's and R's, and I was gonna do Hufflepuff and Gryffindor too, being that it's butterbeer, like making it Harry Potter themed. But first of all, I have the yellow for Hufflepuff, but I don't have red for Gryffindor. I just have pink, so the Gryffindor wasn't gonna really work out, and I was trying to get them done before like 11:30 today, because I actually sent those to my fiance's work to feed to people, because I had way too much of it. And he might actually, it turns out he might actually help me eat this, but generally my fiance doesn't like sweets very much, like cake, doesn't like chocolate, but lately we found a couple of sweets that he does like. I made cheesecake, and somehow he liked the cheesecake I made better than he's ever liked cheesecake other people have made, so I literally didn't do anything different, but he likes that, so I'm like, oh, there's one sweet you like. And this butterbeer, what's interesting, I'm leaving some of these unfrosted because it's the frosting that my fiance really doesn't like. But it turns out he had a taste, and this is a very interesting recipe. It sort of comes out like muffins. And I maybe overmixed, and so like my cake came out kind of dense. So it's denser, and it's got brown sugar in it, so it's really muffin-like. Like, this is practically just muffins, and that's what my fiance said. He picked up one of these, because I made these little cake squares with this silicone baking pan, because I was all like, I'm gonna do like petite fours, but not the painful way where you have to have a cookie cutter and like cut your fours out of like a bigger sheet of cake. But obviously I didn't feel like leveling them all off, so that's what happened there. And I made 2 sheets worth of this, and I am an idiot, so I didn't like grease I'm like, it's silicone, do I need to grease this? Yeah, I should have greased it. It was a painful process of like taking the knife and like carefully scraping the edges and like flipping each piece out in as much like togetherness as I could. Some of them did not survive. Only a couple. I figured it out afterwards. I also tried to make, and there's a bunch of my like frosting decorating shit on top of this, but I have a box of crumbs now, because I also tried to make shot glasses, like cake shot glasses, because I'm like, I don't know, I'll experiment with this, because I had no idea if it would work or not, because I didn't just Google, does that work? The answer is it did not work for me. I still haven't Googled, does that work? So I don't know if there's a way to make it work, but I ended up just pulling just garbage pieces off of the mold, and I was just like, alright, guess I'm gonna make some cake pops or something, because that's what you can do with like cake crumbs and shit. And then 2 batches was all I could stand to like painstakingly like pop out of the pan. So I also made and delightfully frosted just a little heart shape. hold it upside down so you can actually see the heart shape, because can't let it slide off the plate. That would be sad. So I've got the little heart springform pans that I use quite often, actually, and just was like, all right, this is the rest of the batter after 2 batches of this. Done with life. Sometimes I start out on a project and I think I'm gonna really like it, and then I just, for whatever reason, get grumpy at it. It goes wrong. So the great thing is, though, that nothing actually went wrong. It just didn't happen in the way I wanted it to happen. And then it was more, I had less patience than I thought I would have with actually frosting like 40. I had almost 40 of these little squares. But yeah, the ones that I made up with little R's and S's and blue and green, my little Ravenclaw and Slytherin ones, and then some of them were white, like the ones here, but with blue flowers or green flowers, which the flowers didn't turn out that great either, because it turns out I'm really bad at keeping my frosting at the proper temperature to actually not just melt as soon as it hits the cake. I mean, it doesn't help that I live in Florida and it's humid, and it's currently the beginnings of summer, so it's hot. It's just all around not great for baking. Turns out Florida sucks. I actually don't mind. I can't really imagine living anywhere else. But yeah, turns out Florida, not necessarily optimal baking weather. I should probably try this again in the winter. But yeah, I made the buttercream, and this is, I did not add the butterscotch ganache like the recipe calls for, because I didn't want to do that, which actually means the butterbeer is missing an essential ingredient, because there is no butterscotch in the cake. There's just butter flavorings. And I want you to know that I did this by hand, because I don't own a mixer of any sort. So I creamed this buttercream by hand, because I'm a smart individual. But it smells so good. The butter, I didn't even know butter extract was a thing, but apparently butter extract is a thing, and it smells so good. But yeah, so it's technically, the thing about butterbeer is what we have come to know as butterbeer, since obviously it is a fictional beverage. At Universal Studios, it's basically cream soda with butterscotch flavoring. That's the only way to imitate it. So the butterbeer is actually missing an essential ingredient, but I have butterscotch syrup that I could drizzle over. And I probably could have added it to the frosting, but I was just disinclined to, so I did not follow the recipe on that end exactly. But I did. There is cream soda actually in the cake. There's a half cup of cream soda, and it's interesting because the cream soda taste is there, but mostly it's actually mostly in the crusty bit on the top of the cakes. My fiance and I have noticed it. I taste it less than he does, actually. I'm I can almost hardly tell that there's cream soda in this cake, and he's no, but on the top part you can really taste it. So it's a little bit palate differences about that. But like I said, I tasted as I was going a little bit here and there, and it's actually the batter was delicious, because yeah, raw eggs, but you're gonna do it. You're gonna taste it just a little bit. It's a good indicator of whether you're gonna like the finished cake. And and that was good. And like I've had like little pieces, and it's like it's actually a really good cake. It's not strongly butterbeer, in my opinion, but it is there, and it's actually really good. Like it's got buttermilk and butter extract, and it smells great, and it tastes good. I don't know that it makes me like specifically be like, yeah, butterbeer, but it's been a few years since I've actually had like actual butterbeer, quote unquote actual butterbeer soda that they make so that kids can drink what is actually an alcoholic beverage in the books. Like it's legit like beer. And I'm not sure where the butterscotch insistence came in, but like that's what Universal decided on, and obviously it's a flavor that, I mean, the butterbeer is good. Like it's legit good, man. If you've never had it, there's imitation recipes and stuff, and I haven't tried a lot of them. But I also I know that it's good, like I know that I liked it, but it's literally the last time I had a butterbeer was 2013. It was back when I actually worked in the parks. So I don't remember it as clearly. So I don't know that it like specifically like calls to me and is like, yes, this is Harry Potter cake, butterbeer, raha, let's go wave some wands around. That's just my natural state. Not so much necessarily the ha Harry Potter, but like let's go wave some wands around, because that's called being a witch. Well, but yeah. So but yeah, so these were baked last night, like well into the night. I finished at like 11:30 at night. And I was tired, so I did not frost. And like I stuck the frosting in the fridge, I covered everything, and I was just like, all right, done, bye. Because I just was done last night. Like, I'm really glad I didn't try to film it, because it would not have been a great experience, and I wouldn't have, I ended up not even trying to film it. It just ended up being like, I don't think it would have been fun for you guys to watch me do that. Not any, like, not at all. But, so, I haven't, like, stuffed a whole piece in my face, and that's what I'm gonna do, presently. Presently. Yep. It's really good. Like, the frosting has the butter extract in it too. I think I already mentioned that. So it's just doubling down on the flavors that are already in the cake. I'm like talking with my mouth full. Whatever. It's the internet. It's not like you're even that close to my mouth. But I don't know, it really did, and it might be, again, like, it might be that I overmixed, but it really did turn out dense. And I'm like, I agree with my fiance, it's like a muffin with like, no blueberries, no cupcakes, no blueberries, no like chocolate chips, you know, just like muffin. Like muffin, the consistency of banana bread, like it's definitely a cake. Like, people would argue that banana bread is a cake, or I once saw one person argue that banana bread is a cake recently, so it stuck in my head. You know, the last thing you heard. But yeah, so this recipe is like, it's definitely cake, but like in the way that like muffins are bread, but they're kind of cake, you know? Like, it's just, so it's not like and again, it might have been the overmixing, but it's not like a light, fluffy vanilla cake. It's a denser cake. It's got brown sugar instead of like a bunch of white sugar. so it's got that quality that comes with using the brown sugar. But yeah, delicious. I'm gonna go away for a second. I'm gonna get my butterscotch sauce, and I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna drizzle some on one and try that, and see if that adds anything to it, or what. The funny thing about this butterscotch syrup is that I actually bought it to make like butterbeer milkshakes at one point. And like I had all the stuff, I had the cream soda, I had the ice cream, and like just never did it. And so we ate the ice cream and drank the soda, but the butterscotch syrup is still here. Just gonna... I wasn't thinking this would be quite as thick as it is. So that was not... that didn't turn out pretty at all. It's just kind of a glob of butterscotch there. I have such a mess to clean up when I'm done with this. Probably gonna edit the video first because this is probably gonna go up literally today because it's Wednesday and I need to put up a Wednesday video, and I haven't put up a Wednesday video yet. It's 2 o'clock and I haven't done it yet. I still have time. It's still Wednesday for a long time. That actually does add. That makes me think of Harry Potter. I wish I had put the butterscotch in the cake. Like I wish there had been some butterscotch in the cake. I think what I would do next time is not make cake squares. I would actually get like the butterscotch chips, and instead of making the ganache and putting it in the icing, which I didn't do this time either, but instead of that, I think I would just throw it in the cake, like as if it was a chocolate chip cake, so you have like pockets of butterscotch. Cause that's good. But I'm interested to know what it would be like if the butterscotch was in the cake. Like that's the only thing. Like I really wish it was like, or maybe like do more of a poke cake and let it like soak in. But that would be, there's this part of me that really, really wants the butterscotch flavor to be in the cake with the cream soda, like incorporated with the cream soda, with the butter flavoring. And the cake be a whole piece and not need a certain topping to finish the feel of Butterbeer. But it's actually, this is absolutely delicious. Like I said, a pastry affair. I'm gonna link the recipe. It's an absolutely great recipe. I honestly suggest this if you're having some sort of Harry Potter themed party. Instead of just like the cupcakes, like just regular ass cupcakes with like it's got the green, it's got the whatever, the like house reveal cupcakes. Make them butterbeer flavored on top of that, and I think everyone will love you. These are so good. Yeah, so that's my whole review, I guess, of this whole process. Everything that went wrong while I was baking was entirely my fault. There are things I would play with next time to sort of put a spin on the recipe that it doesn't need, but I'm curious what would happen if I went there with it. But yeah, it's really good. Go make this if you're into making cake. And if you're not into making your own frosting, that's fine too. Just get vanilla and like add the butterscotch chips into the cake, or just have some butterscotch like drizzle. But absolutely, absolutely feel free to just do pre-made frosting. I actually really like to make my own frosting because I'm one of those people who really insists on being able to say like, yes, I made all of this from scratch. like there was a recipe I found that started with like a box cake, and I was like, well, not doing that. A lot because I bought flour specifically to bake, and I didn't want to then go out and buy cake mix because that felt stupid. But also because I'm generally not that kind of person. I'm like, I'd much rather actually make the whole cake from scratch so that I can be like, yes, I made it and from scratch, because I'm a snob. Because I am. Alright, so, yeah, that's the end of me babbling about food that you can't taste. Maybe we'll do it again sometime, and maybe I'll do something less frustrating and actually like show you the baking process, because that just didn't happen this time. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!